Have you ever wondered if it's better to use list comprehension or the map function in Python? Then this video is for you. We're going to look at a few examples and see when each one shines. But first, let's quickly look at how each handles a basic task like squaring a list of numbers. So here, both methods return the same result, but list comprehension tends to be a little bit more readable, especially for simple operations. But now let's dive into actual examples where you might prefer one over the other. So when should you use list comprehension over the map function? If your transformation is simple, list comprehension is usually the better choice because it's just oftentimes more readable. Let's look at a scenario where list comprehension really shines. And here we're going to be combining bitted transformations with conditionals. So we're squaring only the even numbers from the list using list comprehension with a conditional if statement at the end. It's easy to see what's happening at a glance, filter and transform all in one line. And so this is a little bit harder to achieve cleanly with the map function. If we want to do the same thing, we'd have to combine the map function with the filter function to get the same effect. And it just makes the code a little bit more complicated. So if your transformation is simple and you can just throw it in a quick if statement, then list comprehension is probably the better choice. On the other hand, the map function is useful when you already have a named function that you want to reuse, or when you need to apply transformations to more than one iterable. For example, let's combine two lists element-wise. In this case, we use the map function with a lambda function to add elements from two lists together. The map function is a great option when you're working with multiple intervals or want to apply the same transformation across them. Now, what if we wanted to use list comprehension for the same task? Well, it's possible. The syntax can get a bit clunkier compared to the map function. So here we use the zip function and side list comprehension to pair up the elements from both lists and add them. This works fine, but the map function is arguably cleaner and more appropriate for this kind of task where you're applying a function across multiple iterables. So to sum it up, which one should you use? At the end of the day, anything you use list comprehension for, you can use the map function for, and vice versa. But if you're working with simple transformations and prefer a clear, readable style, list comprehension is just the way to go. Now, if you're dealing with multiple intervals, have complex logic wrapped in functions, or need to save memory by not immediately creating a list, then that function is probably the better option. It's all about choosing the right tool for the job.